Hello everyone and welcome to the newest edition of Adeptus Podcastus. This is Remleiz from 40k Theories alongside Michael from Tactica Imperialis and Ego Queen Alexis. So firstly, how is everyone doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm alright, I'm wet and tired, but that's just it.
Somebody had a good night.
It's raining and I've been in labs all day. Shut up.
It's not even been 30 seconds yet and we've already wrapped this. Oh dear.
The thing is, I've got friends that I'm hoping to have on a stream, or I will have had on a stream if all goes well on Monday, and some of them are female, and I'm terrified about what the chat's going to do.
Oh, that ought to be fun. I'm going to watch the shit out of that.
I'll announce it nearer the time.
Okay, so, in the news this week, who wants to go first?
I don't know shit, so I'll shut up.
In which case, there's only really one major piece of news. There are some minor spoilers, so if you don't want to know about the rules for Roboute Guilliman, please skip further forward into the video. There'll be a timestamp on the actual video itself when it goes live. But the rules for Roboute Guilliman have been leaked thanks to Warhammer TV doing their live stream on Twitch earlier today, which is the 3rd of March 2017.
Am I the only one that believes they did that on purpose?
Probably.
They do everything on... At this point, GW does everything on purpose.
Yeah.
Now,
Anyway,
his stats have been revealed all but his weapon skill, but aside from his weapon skill, which we don't know at this point, his ballistic skill through to his attacks are all 6s across the board, leadership 10 with a 2+ armor save and a 3+ invulnerable save, and he is a monstrous creature. He has the rule Lord Commander of the Imperium, friendly units from the army...
Stop. He's a monster?
He's a monstrous creature. He's a Primarch.
Is he also an independent character?
Unit composition 1 unique, it says.
Oh, so he is taking the... He's going straight 8th edition, where ICs are alone.
He will, if he's got the independent characters in the unique special rules anyway, not under unit type, so we'll find out in a minute.
Lord Commander of the Imperium special rule. Friendly units from the armies of the Imperium. Reroll failed morale checks and fear and pinning tests while Guilliman is on the battlefield. Primarch of the 13th Legion special rule. You can choose to enact the Devastator, Assault, and Tactical Doctrines from Codex Space Marines once each per game, in addition to any you can already use. When one of these combat doctrines is enacted, all Ultramarine models in your army are affected, which presumably includes vehicles.
Now, before you move on, I do want to tell people that the doctrines actually do stack. If you take the Ultramarines tactics, you get the doctrines once. If you take a formation, a battle demi company, I believe it is, you get the doctrines a second time. If you take Kulgur, I think it's a third time. And if you take Guilliman, it's a fourth time.
I think Calgar is reuse one of them once, I think.
But still, it's 4 times that you can get the Assault or Devastator Doctrine, which means for 4 turns, you could have Grav Devastators walking around, blasting everything.
But wait, there's more.
I knew you.
He also has Unyielding Will. Roboute Guilliman's leadership is not subject to negative modifiers of any kind and may reroll failed deny the witch tests. He also has the Warlord trait Absolute Mastery. Roboute Guilliman has all the command traits from the rulebook. But wait, there's more. If I can get this to load, because it's being a little slow. Come on. Armor of Fate. Basically, if Guilliman dies, on a 4+, he comes back with D3 wounds.
He basically
Is that one time only, or every time?
I'm just reading this. Armor Fate confers a 3+ invulnerable save. In addition, if Roboute Guilliman is slain, place a marker at the spot when he was slain. At the beginning of your next turn, roll a dice on a 4+, he is restored by his armor. Place him as close as possible to the marker, more than 1 inch from any unit with D3 wounds remaining. It doesn't say it's one time, so I'm assuming it's potentially more than once.
So him and Celestine are going to be unkillable.
At least he doesn't have it will not die.
His ranged weapon is range 24, strength 6, AP 2, assault 3, and rending.
Okay.
An AP 2 rending weapon at strength 6. He could blow away tanks with that.
In theory.
And also Sword of the Emperor,
Oh god.
Strength 10, AP 1, Melee, Armor Bane, Concussion, Soul Blaze, Touch of the Emperor, Whirling Flame. Any attacks with this weapon, I can't read it all because some of it's been cut off, but you can actually have it as a D weapon.
It's actually
And
it's insane.
can also hit at ×2 strength.
When it's already strength 10.
Apparently so.
It might actually have a special rule to go beyond strength 10.
So we can have potentially a strength 20 weapon. That's just going to be bullshit.
Auto kill
insane.
everything.
I am Guilliman, I'm hacking everyone apart.
So he's got six attacks at initiative 6, strength 10, AP 1. Basic.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget Assault Doctrine. He gets to reroll everything.
If you use it.
Well, not everything, but ones.
Yeah. The only thing keeping him in check is the fact that he's going to be walking. Because as a monster, he can't get in a Land Raider, which I think is probably the only reason he's been made a monster, is so he can't get in a Land Raider. Because if he was in a Land Raider, he'd just be unstoppable.
Agreed.
Don't know yet. Because monstrous creatures follow the extremely bulky rule, which takes up 10 transport capacity. So you could potentially drop pod him in, and he can get into a Land Raider.
Oh, I assumed monsters couldn't fit in a transport full stop.
Nope, they just take up 10 spots.
Ah. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Suffice to say, Guilliman is
Guilliman plus
an absolute monster.
equals dead army.
Did it give a cost?
No, that's not shown. But I assume it'd be a minimum
be
round, so like
650.
600 points. Minimum.
It's going to be about
Oh.
650, same as Magnus.
I was about to ask about Demon Magnus's cost.
Yeah, I think he's 650 or so. Last
Okay.
I checked.
Yeah, and there's been a bit of art as well, which puts him up against Scarbrand.
Yes.
If you
Suffice to
actually
say,
look at
Scarbrand
the
is
art... Oh, go ahead, Michael.
Suffice to say, Scarbrand is fucked.
I don't know. If you actually look at Guilliman's armor, he is bleeding.
I'm talking about on a straight up on the rules.
Oh, yeah,
Hey,
Scarbrand is gone.
Yeah. Regardless, though,
And who's behind? There are Marines. There are Traitor Marines behind, and I think it's a Red Corsair. If you look underneath Scarbrand's left foot and his tail, there's a Traitor Marine.
They have a black insignia on their shoulder pad. There's also, on the corner of it, at the right side, there's a... Oh, what is it? Black Legion helmet.
it looks like word bearers to me.
That's what I'm thinking.
I would have said Red Corsair, but
No,
I
word
would-
bearers would make more sense in regards to it being, Guilliman, considering, the whole
Yeah.
Ultramarine word bearer rivalry.
oh yeah, I'm only going off what I think the iconography looks like, but I could accept Word Bearer as well.
Also, it looks like they're in a church anyway. But then again, everything in 40k is a church, so...
And it could well be the shrine where Guilliman was kept, and the Temple of Correction.
Maybe the word bearers came to try and stop him being resurrected and failed miserably.
Yeah,
because
it could
it's
be the invasion
fucking
of the
Lorgar.
crowd.
Again.
Actually, I saw a quote in an image I saw on Facebook. I don't know if it's actually a GW actual thing, but it looked like it. It was basically saying, Guilliman saying, better we'd all died to Horus than become what we have today.
Yes. Suffice to
Yeah,
say,
he's
Guilliman's
kind
not
of-
happy.
Well, there's a freaking angel across him in that picture. Of course he's unhappy.
True, Celestine is there. I didn't see Ivrain in that shot. I saw Celestine and Cole.
Celestine,
no, Ivrain
Paul,
was-
and,
Ivrain is-
Grey
It's not
Jackson.
Crawl. I just want to point out it's not Crawl. It's Call.
Call? Well, Crawl. I like Crawl, because he's crawling in your skin.
No, that's Guilliman now because he's so upset. But no, Ivrain is in the picture.
I just couldn't make it out. I was on the phone.
I will just put it in the chat so you guys can see it. But obviously, you guys watching at home, you probably would have already seen it by now.
Let's still post a link to the picture.
We could do, yeah. The other
As
thing
you can
is,
see, Ivrain's on the right-hand side.
Yeah. I see it now.
Greyfax on the left, Celestine on top left, and Belisarius and Evrain.
And Calgar, I think, down the bottom.
There's
Looks like
also
Calgar's Iron Halo.
the Dark Angel symbol, so it's quite possible Cypher's in that picture as well.
Yeah, Cypher could be there as well. What's the release date for Rise of the Primarch?
Next week.
I know it's
next week.
I pre-ordered it.
Of course.
So in case you aren't too good with dates, it's the 10th of March was the release date.
So a week today, in fact. Interesting. Speaking of Gathering Storm, I actually remembered a little bit of news. There's been an FAQ for Fracture BL-Tan. The Inari have had an FAQ. I have no idea what it's done, but it's been done as an FAQ.
So a big ITC tournament just happened, and the top 4 armies were from that book.
All of them?
Yes, every single one of them.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. When you put Deflamers in Raiders, it is not fair for anybody. And then make those it was apparently there's a system of rules where you can get a 48-inch charge in one turn.
What?
Yeah. Or something very similar to that. I think it's like take line, do bullshit, get into combat, destroy whatever you touch because it doesn't matter.
And can we stop calling Tau OP now?
No.
Alright, fine.
No. Tower perfectly fine by comparison now. Actually, Tau got put back into balance when Genestealer Cult became a thing.
Yeah, because Genestealer Cult completely hard counters them.
Yeah. It was
every single configuration.
It was hard countering Eldar for a few, and then Eldar are like, hey, you know what we need to do? Buff the best army in the game.
Yeah, like I understand buffing Dark Eldar, and I understand giving Harlequins more options, but the Eldar are the best army in the game. Don't buff them.
Yeah, where are the Orcs buffs? Like, I saw this one picture. It was a DeviantArt picture, so I'm not going to link it. But it was like the Eldar just like... just holding up their codex, their other codex, all their supplements, and you just see like an orc with a comic book. Because that's all they have. Like, their supplements are terrible. And the orcs are just garbage, and I run the orcs, and they're one of my favorite armies.
Yeah.
Well then.
It's ridiculous, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Also, I just want to make the point that you said in Guilliman's rules, Ultramarines. All
Yes.
Ultramarine models.
All
Now-
Ultramarines models, yes.
Therefore, implication, not saying the Ultramarines will be getting their own supplement, but the Space Marines look set to be further subdivided. So I suspect we'll see more stuff for the Dark Angels, more stuff for Codex Marines specifically around the Ultramarines, and then more stuff for the Grey Knights, probably, to expand on Imperial Agents.
Yeah.
There's definitely
That's what it seems
going-
like, at least, anyway.
Once they push for 8th edition, which I believe everything is now, especially if you read the Eandon book, or whatever they're called, you find out that characters gain abilities based on their distance from their HQs. I think 8th edition is going to do what Age of Sigmar did and have HQ, character units, not part of squads. Specifically said they had a squad.
I can understand, as someone who's played AOS semi-extensively, I like and dislike the characters running on their own system. Because on the one hand, it means that you can put your heroes exactly where you need them, rapid response, and they can be powerhouses all on their own. On the downside, if you've got a fragile hero, in my case, a mage, you have to be super, super careful, because in AOS, the ranges are quite short for your spells and things.
Yeah, in 40k, you can get sniped from across the entire table.
Yeah, and what I mean is that you've got to get within 18 inches to make your spells do anything. So it's going to be a risk. Like, I think if that is a case, well, one, Lookout Sir is dead and I'm happy for it. But two, it gives Vindicare Assassins a true raison d'etre. Good God.
For Lookout Sirs, it might be within 3 inches of the character itself.
That's how it used to be in fantasy, actually.
Yeah. So you might be lookout serving into like tactical squads from like Kulgur, for instance, who I'm actually playing with right now. I have my Metal Kulgur in my hands.
I actually remember when the Lookout Sir rule back in 2nd edition, it was literally limited to a strategy card that was one use only.
Back in my day.
Like you, 2nd edition was awesome. Hero Hammer.
It was. I really enjoyed. Like, I went back and played 2nd edition. I have not played 3rd edition yet. But 2nd edition is basically a different game completely.
Second edition is really good for small scale games because there's a lot more rules in regards to individual weapons, like things like whole parry rule system and stuff is in place. Like, it's good for like kill team games because you're basically just playing a beefed up version of Necromunda then, which is never a bad thing. Yeah,
though in regards to the whole hero hammer thing, I wouldn't want to return to that. Like, I know I play a super elite. I play a super elite army, yes, and individual acts of badassery are very, very cool. But I'd rather those individual badass things were mostly kept to the lore. Like, I'd love the models to live up to their lore, by all means, but I don't want to win a game where literally Farsight is immortal and kills everybody. I'd rather win it on the basis of I outmaneuvered my opponent, I used my units well, and not just, I had a better beat. Well, I try. I fail usually, but I try. I'd rather win using tactics, skill, maneuverability, deployment, and allocation of resources than, I've got a better beat stick than you.
Guys, I'm going to step out for just 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Yep. But it's not just like the characters who are stupidly overpowered back in 2nd, even things like the greater demons were. I mean, do you want to hear what a Bloodthirster's stats were back in 2nd?
I'm guessing it's going to be a slew of 8s.
Higher.
Nines?
Movement 6, weapon skill 10, ballistic skill 10, strength 8, toughness 7, wounds 10, initiative 8, attacks 10, leadership 10. Has special rules of terror, which is
units can flee when it gets charged.
No, it was basically fear effect with a range.
Oh, it's an aura. Okay.
That's the Avatar
Chaos
of Pain, right?
No, Bloodthirster.
Oh, okay.
Chaos Armor, which gives it a 3+ save, Axe at Corn, D3 wounds, and Fly.
Yeah, I mean, it's kept the weapon skill 10 and the stupidly high ballistic skill, but it's mainly the toughness and wounds value that were over the top there.
Why does it need ballistic skill 10? It doesn't need ballistic skill.
The whip.
Back then it was a melee weapon. It wasn't actually a ranged weapon, so you didn't need the
it didn't have a ranged attack. Oh, I see.
No.
Okay, so here's a question
Alexis.
for you too.
Go on.
Jets and aircrafts jinking. Describe it really quickly.
Meow, meow.
God damn it. No, it's basically like using evasive maneuvers and like deflective flares and all sorts of other things like that, right?
Jinking to me is like doing rolls and loops and the stuff you see in Top Gun, basically.
Yeah.
Do a barrel roll.
How can a freaking Hive Tyrant do that? Hive Tyrants fly extremely slow.
Tuck its wings in and dive bomb, and then...
Yeah, like a hawk, yeah. Just stoops.
No, but like it doesn't make sense for like a heat-seeking torpedo to just miss, a heat-seeking missile to miss a Hive Tyrant. Even if it tries to jink.
Well, if it's jinking by basically flying like a hawk or a falcon and stooping, don't forget, a peregrine falcon is literally the fastest animal alive when it's swooping. So if a Hive Tyrant can go anything even close to that, that's still, over 200 mile an hour.
But that doesn't matter to a missile.
But the problem is, let's say the Hive Tyrant jinks, and the missile, because it jinks at the last second, flies by it. Let's say it could very easily find another heat signature, lock onto that, and go and crash into the ground or something like that.
Maybe it poos and the missile hits that.
Jinking monsters' creatures makes zero sense. Because you're not going to jink out of the way of a machine gun. You're going to get hit by it and die.
You really haven't played you have played a lot of video games, but surely you've seen video games where like flying characters just spiral and.
I have, and I've also seen ace pilots do the exact same thing and catch them.
Yeah, an ace pilot's an ace pilot. That's why flyers have a better ballistic skill against things in the air. And it represents their better chance at hitting them in the first place. So them getting out of the way is represented by Snapfire. Them getting unlucky and being a skilled pilot is represented by Jink.
I don't like it. I want to see Jink get taken away from flying monstrous creatures.
At which point, what is the point in a flying monstrous creature?
You
because
still
apart
hit them
from...
on 6s.
Yeah, but I can tell you something for nothing. Getting Skyfire in this game is not hard.
Actually, it kind of is if you play an Imperial army.
And even if you don't have Skyfire, Weight of Fire is enough. Like even playing Orcs, I can shoot Hive Tyrants down. You only need to cause one wound, and you've got a 33% chance of dunking them on the floor.
Which is actually better for the Tyranid player.
Yeah, but they've got a 50. But as it currently stands, they've got a 50% chance of not even taking the damage to take a 33% chance of being dunked on the floor.
Yeah, but when somebody shoots light bullets at them, they don't jink. They use their armor save.
Yes, I don't disagree. But like, let's, for example, it's like cannons on the ground that haven't paid for flak, for example, that ignore an actual armor set of the strength 8 AP3.
Then you don't fly your monster near them.
They've got a 40-odd inch range. They're pretty hard to avoid.
Yes, that's why you keep them on the ground and jump. And assault them.
But the thing is, okay, I'll put it another way. For the sake of game balance, then. For the sake of game balance, if you took Jink away from a Hive Tyrant, how much worse would Tyranids get?
They would get pretty bad, but jinking Magnus is ridiculous.
That's why he's got stupid good invuln down.
That's why Magnus is just stupid. Magnus is dumb. I hate him.
But he's most people's favourite character in TTS.
30k Magnus I like, 40k Magnus not
30k
sure.
Magnus is ridiculous.
30k Magnus is... 30k Magnus may well be ridiculous.
Michael, I think you cut out.
Oh. Well, actually, no, my brother's trying to argue with me because apparently my priorities are not straight because I'm doing this right now.
I'm not straight.
We know. It doesn't matter. Anyway. Sorry.
Oh, don't you even start that.
Hey,
No.
that's for you constantly getting people to spam me with said nids. Seriously, I wake up one day and all of a sudden I've got like 35 Twitter notifications, all people just saying said nids. About 40 plus comments on my newest video said nids.
I got one.
Yay!
Oh, God.
In my video, I said send him to Remleiz because he won't be mad. Don't send him to Michael because he will be mad.
I'd just be confused and then just face palming because that's how I think.
I do like your comment though afterwards, Remleiz. You're like, this reeks of Alexis.
Yes. Alexis shenanigans.
Yep.
About right.
Oh man.
And then you tried denying it.
I can't deny it.
No, I know you can't. Because you're a shit liar.
True story.
Right. Anyway.
Stop
Beat
it!
to it.
Okay, actually, just before we move on, because I think we're done with the news at this point, are we?
Yes.
Oh, wait. I have one more thing.
Okay.
I talked to my GW representative. Those, the Fallen are not getting a kit. Those are the 30k models, mixed with the Dark Angel upgrade sprue in the picture.
Oh, so they're Caliph models with an upgrade kit. Okay,
Yes.
fair enough. Okay.
And,
Right, so what?
They
They should release
changed
them as a
up
box set,
Cypher's lore a little bit, and they made his pistols even more ancient.
Oh, so it's Archaeotech now.
Yeah. Instead
Fine.
of a plasma pistol.
That's fine.
Oh, so is it like a Volkite charger then?
It looks like one.
The Varkart charge is a lot worse than a plasma pistol,
Yeah,
for the record.
it's kind of garbage. But if it's a
AP5.
Voltite with AP2...
Maybe. Okay, so if there's no more news, I'm going to just ask a couple of questions before Rise of the Primarch comes out, because obviously by the time of the next episode, it will be out and we'll be able to talk about it in full.
Yes.
So, first question. Who's going to die?
We're all gonna die.
In Gathering Storm 3. Who's going to die?
Oh.
Well, rumours about it being Abaddon.
I'm not asking what the rumours say, I'm asking what you think.
I pray that it's Abaddon.
I hope Abaddon does die, just so he comes back as a Demon Prince. We get a new Abaddon model finally after over a decade. Well, 2 decades, rather. Like something akin to the Age of Sigmar Archon model, where basically instead of him being...
Archaon, yeah.
Yeah, instead of him just being on a horse, now he's on a big fucking monster with 3 heads.
Yeah, it's the same dude, though.
Actually...
Yeah, I still want Demon Prince Abaddon.
This is related, but I just thought of something. Could you imagine if Cypher actually does get to Holy Terra and sees the Emperor dead? Like, his basically lifeless body at this point.
Well, it's still technically alive.
It is alive, but it's pretty much dead.
It's
Could you
undead.
imagine him just setting down the sword and just going, I'm never going to get forgiveness, and just ending his own life?
Well, apparently, if he brings it before the Emperor, then it'll just be reforged as a sign of the Emperor's forgiveness, psychically.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Because apparently the Emperor can still psychically communicate with certain individuals. Because we were discussing this with... Funny if it was actually with Fresh Sorcerer I was discussing this with, briefly, in regards to the Inquisition War novels. Inquisitor Jack Draco actually enters the throne room and to warn him of a plot from the Ordo Hydra. And the Emperor just goes into his mind, just basically rapes his mind, takes all the information out because it was quicker. And Draco's like, the Emperor's fucking insane. He's evil. No. And start freaking out.
Well, TTS generally uses canon, and we saw telepathy in that.
Yep.
No, but one of the other things that I really like the idea of is that Cypher is just another Imperial demon.
I'm not sure how to come to that conclusion, considering the fact that Cypher has worked with literally everybody. He's seemingly making his way towards Terra.
No, he doesn't travel aboard a ship.
No, but it was actually said in some of his stuff though. He's actually got protection from a minor warp entity. Not that he is, but he's got protection of one.
Yeah, it might be the Emperor.
It might be the Emperor. It might be the Star Child forming, and it's not big enough to be a major warp entity yet.
Actually, could you imagine if Cypher is the Star Child? Just out of nowhere? With how crazy the fluff is becoming, that isn't out of the question, let's face it.
No, what's going to happen? Cypher's going to be in the throne room, and he goes, "You thought I was Cypher, but it was in fact I, Rogel Dawn."
Oh my god.
No.
She just says, "No."
I realised that as soon as I said it.
Alright, what's the next one?
Okay, so yeah. 1, who's going to die? 2, where is it going to end? Is it going to end on Macragge, or are they going to get to Terra by the end of the book?
No, they're definitely getting to Terra.
I don't necessarily think they're getting to Terra, but they'll definitely hit the Sol system.
If the Orcs can get to Terra, that they can.
That was against an Imperium that was on its last legs, to be fair.
If the Orcs could get there, they can get there.
Yeah, but didn't they have a whole bunch of Death Stars as well?
Literal ones, yeah.
Yeah, the moons.
As far as I'm aware, I don't think the Black Legion have anything like that, do they?
They have they stole the base, the Blackstone fortresses, didn't they?
Yeah, but they're not the size of actual moons, though, are they?
No, they're gigantic.
They're very big. I don't know about moons, but they're very big.
No, but the last Blackstone fortress was destroyed.
I thought you got away with 2 of them.
Well, the one in Gathering Storm 1 was destroyed.
So he has 1 left.
I don't know if he brought it with him, though.
We'll see. Okay, and last question. What's Guilliman going to do with the rest of the Imperium?
He's going to have a tantrum to start with.
Actually, that we're all probably going to make into a video at some point.
Once we've got it out, yes. But I'm asking for your predictions of what's going to happen in the book rather than long term.
Part of me's thinking he might potentially secede from the Imperium and just re-establish the realm of Ultramar as a separate empire under his rule. But at the same time, he might take up the mantle as Lord Commander of the Imperium again. So look, you guys fucked this shit. I'm going to have to fix it now.
Well, he is Lord Commander of the Imperium in his roles, so I'd assume so.
Yes. But again, that was also his title before he went into stasis.
As silly as this might seem, and this is silly, do you think that Celestine will take the role of Sanguinius?
What, I mean, get killed off by Abaddon?
No,
and then Guilliman's like, no!
If you look at the characters, like, Sanguinius is dead. He's not coming back, so he needs to be replaced. Celestine matches pretty much his entire, character, aside from having tits.
I don't know about being a 1-to-1 match between the two.
Not like a perfect match, but I mean...
Silly question. Because I know you did a lot of lore on Fabius Bile a while ago, Michael, but you know when he made the Blood Fiends on Bile, did they get all of Sanguinius' blood? Did they manage to consume all of it, or was there any left?
I think what of the blood he got, I think it all got used, but not all of it was by Bile, because I think, I'm going to go and check my script now, that Rafen actually had to drink some of it in order to get his power up. Let me have a look. The cloning, so it's something about cloning, yada, yada, yada. He only got one vial. It says he only got one vial that contained the blood of all sanguinary priests and Sanguinius. And then goes on to say yada, yada, yada. It was on the next line. The Blood Angels were able to recover the vial of Sanguinius' blood, though the clone they took it from told them that Bile had already extracted everything there was to learn from it. Raven was forced to use the blood in order to either defeat said clone or simply defeat his warriors by injecting himself and gaining a portion of the Angel's power. That's to quote my script. So Bile learned everything he could, and then Rafen drank it. Or injected it.
Right.
But that was only one vial to begin with. The rest of Sanguinius' blood, I'm assuming, is still knocking around. Why?
Just because, since there's cloning, maybe potentially bring Sanguinius back that way if you want to go and do it.
No. I've had one rant about this on stream. We're not having the dead Primarchs back. It's like one thing I hope they don't do is bring the dead ones back.
Actually, I'm looking at the picture of Guilliman sitting down, and all I can think about is Guilliman in the middle. Krall takes up the mantle as the Iron Hands guy.
Manus.
Yeah, and he's dead, right?
Yeah, Manus is dead as dead.
Celestine takes up the mantle as the Sanguinor, or Sanguinius.
Blood Angels will not stand for that.
No.
I don't know. If the freaking Black Templar decide, hey, Eldar, help us out, at this point, anything
that wasn't how it went, but sure.
Wasn't it more akin of like, oh shit, the Inquisitor says we got to help this Eldar? Well, I suppose we got to because it's an Inquisitor.
It was more like a living saint is telling us not to. But yeah, I could see Cole taking up a very high-ranking position as
Cypher taking up Lion's mantle.
If they don't bring Lion, they'll bring Lion back. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, but I can see Cypher rejoining the Dark Angels. I don't know. I'm going way crazy with this.
I do not see that happening at all unless he gets to Terra and the Emperor forgives him by reforging the Lion Sword. That's the only way he and the Fallen will ever be allowed back into the Dark Angels.
Well, I mean, if Lion just wakes up and goes, "Hey, Cypher, come here," I'm pretty sure everybody in the Dark Angels will just be like, "Oh, well, he's a bad guy.
Yeah, but it's at the same time, when the lion wakes up, if he sees any form, be like, it's your fault Caliban got blown up, and just punch him in the face.
So?
Also, can I just point out, in this little image of Guilliman, Celestine has, in essence, taken her halo off and hung it over Guilliman's head. Can I just point that out and how stupid that is?
Well,
Maybe
it's
it's
just an iron
symbolic.
halo.
It's an iron halo. I assumed it was an actual,
No, she just wears an iron halo.
It's a big-ass iron halo.
Well, yeah,
Guilliman's got a big head.
Her entire physique is gigantic. Even compared to Colgar, she's huge.
No, but I'm making the point that it is about twice the area of her head.
Yeah.
I don't think her iron halo, even in game, is that big.
Yeah, I'm looking at her model right now.
It's that big?
Yeah, it's about twice the size of her head.
Oh, okay. I assumed it was an actual, not real halo for some reason.
It's legit just a giant halo.
Well, maybe they could adjust in size for people's different sized heads.
Or it's an ancient artifact that helps her resurrect.
Or whatever. Actually, I think that looking at it again, I think that because Guilliman doesn't have an iron halo on the armor of fate in that picture, and in the battle with Scarbrand he does.
All I'm just imagining is Greyfax is just sitting there and this is a problem, and this is a problem. We need to fix this, we need to fix this, we need to fix this.
Speaking of which...
Also, Colgar is in the picture.
Yeah, I pointed that out earlier.
Yeah.
Why does this heavy bolter have a nozzle? That's one thing that's been bothering me. You see the model, and the heavy bolter's got a nozzle attached to it. I mean, if it was like a combi heavy bolter, heavy flamer, that would make sense, but it's not.
I think it might just be some sort of external cooling system.
That's what the vents are for, though. You don't just need a tube pointing upwards at the ammunition to potentially blow it off course.
Maybe it's because it's a regular heavy bolter and that gives it a way to make it AP2.
It just sprays on the bullet to make it go faster. It's just red spray paint. That's all it is.
Oh. I don't think Guilliman would use orc logic here.
Anyway, we should move on.
Oh, shit, yeah.
We should move on.
Next question.
So, actually, now we're going to do the actual questions.
Oh, bloody hell.
We haven't even got to the actual questions yet.
Well then.
Right, I'm going to be doing this just for the sake of saving Alexis's computer. Sorry if anyone was making a question that was deliberately designed for Alexis to read it, like this one.
You better read it word for word.
I'm going to regret this so much, the sound bites. What is the minimum safe distance from a pissed-off Tyrannid with a migraine holding a weapon with the Tyrannid equivalent of blue balls? What a stupid question.
No, I think you mean amazing question.
Well, 1, do Tyranids even get pissed off? They're controlled by the hive mind. 2, do they even get migraines? Probably not. 3,
if they're separated from the hive mind, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Can we just skip this one, please?
The minimum safe distance is 4 miles.
Across the country.
Right. Anyway, next. Question 1. Can the Catan consume the Chaos Gods? No. Sorry, no. 1, the old ones weren't gods, so they don't count. 2, Chaos Gods are immortal as long as they're a soul-bearing species. Next. If you were to add a new model to Necrons, I'm just going to leave it there.
Bring back pariahs.
Yep, I'd be quite happy with that.
Next.
I don't know enough about Necrons.
Question for Alexis. You've mentioned a couple of times in the last episodes that the opening scene of Horus Rising is essentially the Lunar Wolves beating the crap out of Star Wars universe. How exactly did you get the idea? Because they don't see the same implications that you seem to.
It's literally killing an empire. They talk about how they could have let them coexist, but they needed them to die. In my opinion, it's a good way of saying, hey, we know other sci-fi universes exist, but ours is better.
Okay, fair enough.
I think I'm just stretching a little bit there, but that's just my personal opinion.
Of course I am.
It's a stretch, yes, but I can also see where the logic is. Whoops! I've just deleted that.
Now, when I said that, I obviously don't mean it is directly Warhammer killing Star Wars in canon. It is literally like, oh, hey, here's the idea of us crushing another sci-fi company. Another sci-fi universe.
Maybe War Machine.
For all we know, it could have been the same as, because I think Starship Troopers uses an Emperor as well.
I don't think they do.
Or Dune. I think Dune also uses an Emperor.
Dune does, yeah. Dune literally uses a God Emperor.
Oh,
it's probably more referencing to Dune, considering the fact that Dune literally uses a God Emperor, has navigators, essentially, and has Ordos.
Yeah. We can talk about all the stuff that's Warhammer stole another day.
Oh, also, we got an answer. You know who we were talking last time about the reference of Lorgar looking like the Emperor?
Yes.
Do you remember?
I actually just read that, too.
It was in Betrayer, apparently.
Ah.
Okay, thank you for the reference. Question. What is your favourite character and Imperial Guard regiment? These are two completely separate questions, but they've been rolled into one.
I'm assuming they mean character from the Guard, though.
The way it's worded would imply not, but sure, let's do that.
Alright, so I'll go first, I guess.
Sure.
I have to go with Creed. Memes aside, I do love him in Gathering Storm.
My favourite Guard regiment...
Oh, and Death War of
be...
Creed. Or the Vasorian Firstborn. I'm tied between those two.
Okay.
My favourite Guard regiment would have to be the Catachan and Jungle Fighters, just because it's literally an army of Rambos who...
Are going to get
literally,
beat by a Void Whale.
They'll beat the shit out of the Void Whale. These are Catachan. I mean, these are the only people who can turn around and make commissars mysteriously disappear. Because they don't fuck around. And plus, Sly Marbo. Come on.
Okay.
And character? Okay, it is Sly Marbo, then fine.
But my favourite Imperial Guard character would probably actually be Gaunt from Gaunt's Ghosts.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
I haven't done enough Gaunt's Ghosts to know. For me, it's either Iron Hand Strachan, Baston, or Yarick, and it basically depends. But I think it's Strachan, because I think he's the most badass in the world. So I'm going to go with Strachan.
Regiment... The guy who literally had, half my body's been eaten by a shark, and then I beat the shark to death with my bare hand.
He is the man of adamantium.
Yep.
He's so powerful, he's strength 6 in the game.
Yep.
Nice.
He is strength 6 base.
He can punch a space marine to death.
And does, regularly. As for a regiment, I don't honestly know. Krieg, I'm going to be doing Krieg as part of my lore series, so it might end up being Krieg. So, honestly, not sure on that one.
Honourable mention, it's technically not a regiment, but it's just a squad. Colonel Schaefer's Last Chances.
Oh, yeah, the Last Chances.
Oh, I love the Last Chances. Yeah, they're cool. I don't know enough about them, but I do like them. This one is...
Oh, sorry, carry on.
No, go on. I was moving on.
I just love how each individual character model in the unit had their own unique backstory. That was just awesome. Like the one guy who got drunk and killed 3 officers in a drunken bar fight, and now he man's a heavy bolter.
Yes. Also, if you notice, his heavy bolter is not the smaller heavy bolter that the Guard use. It's actually a Space Marine heavy bolter.
Well, yeah, he's
just
a big fucker.
No, he should not be able to lift that at all, let alone fire it.
Do you not see this size of guy? He's towers over everyone else in the unit, and he's built like a brick shithouse.
I know.
So he's going to be Sergeant Harker.
I mean, this guy in Last Chances, he's pretty much the Last Chances equivalent of Brock Lesnar.
Fair enough. This is a pseudo crossover. It's more of a... I'm going to skip it because time. Sorry. 2-part question. Do you think Sanguinius and Dawn will also come out with the Emperor for the Heresy line, or separately before as a prelude to the Siege of Terror?
I think they... Dawn will definitely come...
Are we talking 30 or 40k?
30, for the Heresy line. 30.
Oh.
Sanguinius will definitely come out around the same time with the Emperor, purely on the basis that it was Sanguinius and the Emperor who are pretty much the most...
but they could do Cygnus Prime first. They could do Cygnus Prime.
Oh, that's one, yeah.
I'm just hoping
but they could also do the Bastard Pluto. Still waiting for Alpharius, though.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Alpharis is the longest wait.
No,
So,
Ryan.
The longest wait.
Alpharis and
Alpharis
Dawn,
had rules for the longest.
Alpharis and Dawn might come out if they do the battle for Pluto.
Yeah, I mean, Alpharis had rules since book 2, so it's long overdue. Part 2 is about Guilliman reform. Like the first thing Guilliman will do to reform the Imperium, which I think we've sort of
Slap
started.
Baroness Colgar.
I said reform the Imperium, not sort out the Ultramarines.
Well, the
Slap
first thing he'll
Baroness
do in
Colgar.
general will be taking a massive shit. So I've been having this done for 10,000 years, and I'm desperate. Then he'll scratch his nose, have a
And
cup
they'll
of
probably
tea.
go for some tacos.
Anyway,
It's ultra wild. It'll be going for euros. Or gyros, as you call them in America.
they're gyros.
Euro.
They're gyros.
It's euro.
You do not talk to a New Yorker about gyros.
You do not talk to a Greek person about euros.
Hey. They're gyros.
Are you one of these people that pronounce fajita as fajita?
No. They're
Thank
Tortilla
you.
is tortilla.
And only in the South are they dumb enough to call it a tortilla.
Oy. Okay, next one. Which demon Primarch would you like to be next?
A dead one.
Perturabo. Just for a change.
There's a part of me wants to see Lorgar just because it means he actually gets to get shit done now, but I've got Magnus,
Actually,
so I'm going to go with
Rotarian.
Angron.
The thing is, Lorgar's demon Primarch design is kind of shit. It's literally just a beefed up spaceman with 3 horns on his head.
Yes.
That's literally it. I don't think we've actually seen any official depiction of Demon Perturabo, though.
No, we haven't. I remember having this debate on stream, and it's like someone thinks he'll be like a giant obliterator that's like fused with his Logos armor and all that.
That'd be cool.
But my answer will be Angron because Angron's awesome.
Mortarian, just so I can kill him. With the Sons of
I'm
Gara.
surprised he didn't pick Fulgrim.
I actually don't like Fulgrim.
Lies.
Validated.
No, I don't like the giant snake. It's silly. Although I would like to get him and paint him like Orochimaru from Naruto.
I'm confused.
I'm a fucking weeb. And Arch is
no,
and Arch. Remleiz is
I'm-
laughing.
I don't know why Remleiz is laughing.
Because he probably thinks snake penis.
For fuck's sake.
You mentioned it, not me.
You
So
took
don't
it.
blame this on me.
You took it there.
I didn't
I've
know
actually
such
been
thing.
pretty clean this episode, aside from the first joke at Michael.
Bullshit.
But to be fair, apart from the first 10 seconds, she's been pretty good.
Yeah, see,
I know, I just wanted to say
I've
bullshit.
even corrupted a Tau. I'm doing pretty
Oh, no, not corrupted, just I'm used to your bullshit by now.
good.
Anyway,
Soft
moving on.
corruption.
Moving on.
Ha, he said
Fuck's sake. Would you recommend that? Alright, go on, fine. Would you recommend Salamanders to a newbie to the Warhammer 40k scene?
Oh,
As in, like,
God,
a good
yes.
place to start?
Yeah, easy chapter tactics, easy builds, and a fun paint scheme.
There's
Yeah.
no reason for that. I can always. I mean, if you want something, well, instead of just recommending something, I would personally let them like if you're new to this, just look at all the armies, see which one catches your eye, and just go from there.
Seconded. Also read the lore.
Yes.
I'd say read a summary of each of the lore, like the summary that's in the Space Marine Codex.
For example, yeah, but like, my way of choosing an army is look at the models, look at the lore, and then look at the rules.
I actually tell people to pick their favorite thing from sci-fi and go from there.
Excuse me.
That would also work. That's oh god, no. I'm
Read
going
it.
to. This is one that will literally cause you both to flip a shit. So
I'm okay with this. Read it.
Warhammer dating sims.
I'm okay with it. I would totally
Yep.
do it. And I could see the first line,
Oh.
like, as you get further and further along, one of the lines would be, Apothecary, can you share your gene seed with me?
Fun enough, I remember about a year or so ago, I had this discussion with Alpha Busa and Thunder And while Thunder was obviously against it with the whole obvious comment of his, ended up having some really weird discussions of like trying to date an orc. It's like they're just having something like, it was like, "Oi, you seen the size of my chopper?"
I love this question. Anyway, let's move on.
What we
to
going
the
to do on the war truck?
One of the replies to the comment sums it up perfectly. Should it happen? No. Will that stop anyone from trying? No. Anyway, that's a crossover question we talked about last time. We're kind of basically done on that one. Question: do the Primarchs and the Emperor have a birthday? Technically,
I'd assume so.
Well, I doubt the Primarchs would because they weren't actually born. If you want to get pedantic about it. But
Okay, came into creation.
And in regards to the Emperor, I think he's just gotten so old that he just either forgot or just doesn't care about his birthday anymore.
Well, the Emperor doesn't really care about anything anymore.
Right. It's a bit hard to care about anything when you're a corpse. Ew.
Well, no, I mean, just Master of Mankind book really
Yeah, I
being
know.
allowed to just be like, I don't like anything.
Apart from his custodies, he likes them.
Yeah.
You're my favorite banana.
Actually, I have a question, but you haven't finished Master of Mankind, but I'm going to ask it to you anyway, just so when you get up to the ending, you can determine it for yourself. Is there only one custodian guarding the webway?
unlikely but not impossible.
Have you read Masters of Mankind?
I have not. I'm just saying from what I know of the custodians.
I still need to finish it, admittedly. I know it's been for fucking ever. But I had one guy actually say on one of my videos, "Oh yeah, Master of Mankind says that Ferrus Mouse becomes Legion of Damned." And I'm like, what? No.
Source.
Yeah.
Well, that I didn't read.
I actually responded to that saying, I must have missed that part. Can you tell me the page number?
No, but,
No.
And there was no response, obviously.
Obviously.
in all fairness, in the Master of Mankind, they order a retreat and leave the webway, aside from one guy.
He was basically just going, Leroy!
Oh, actually,
He's just wandering around.
Actually, you just reminded me of something. I saw it was basically a meme on Facebook earlier. It was Horus's War Council. So, okay, so the planners will attack here and here and here. And where's Angron?
Yeah, and it says Leroy Jenkins.
Isn't that basically what happened with Istvan?
That was pretty much Istvan 3. Okay, question from Remleiz. Are you excited for the highly anticipated Transformers movie, The Last Night? Well,
Also, while you talk about this, I'm going to run to the bathroom.
Okay.
Again? Jesus Christ, what have you been drinking?
Don't ask.
3 gallons of iced tea.
Oh, God. It better be Long Island.
Okay. Are you excited for the highly anticipated Transformers movie, The Last Night, where Optimus Prime will slice the heads of his enemies for the blood god, explosions, and a whole lot of bullshit?
I've said this once, I'll say it again. Fuck Michael Bay.
Actually, there's a follow-up to that, which is, would you flip out if Michael Bay was directing a Warhammer movie? But I thought I'd save that bit.
Oh, don't even go there. I mean, let's be honest. The only thing worse than a Michael Bay-directed Warhammer movie would be an Uwe Boll-directed Warhammer movie.
I know that name, but I don't know from where.
Let me put it this way. Have you seen a whole bunch of those shitty video game movie adaptations like The Alone in the Dark one or House of the Dead, that kind of thing?
Have I seen them? No. Do I know of them? Yes.
They were all directed by this German film director called Uwe Boll, who makes really crappy movies for cheap to get twice as much money back due to some weird German tax loophole. And if anyone says his movies are shit, he literally challenges them to a boxing match and actually gets in the ring with them.
You learned that on Film Theory, didn't you?
No, I didn't actually learn that on Film Theory. I actually knew that for quite a while. I actually learned that from The Big Picture. Movie Bob's old show when he was on The Escapist.
Transformers movie.
Alright, what's the next question?
We're still not there yet.
But in regards to the Last Night, I'm kind of dreaming. The only thing I could say that's positive about it is that the redesigned Megatron actually looks pretty alright. Though I'm a bit surprised why they've gone back to Megatron after he's been killed and then Galvatron came and they're just ignoring Galvatron now or what. But that's a discussion for another time. Next question.
I just had to open a comment to read it, so I've just lost it. Hang on, give me a second. Scrolling. Well, clicking, same difference. Oh, for goodness sake. Where is it? Where's this down? This is super long. Ah, here we go. Found it. Question for the next podcast. What? What?
You're good. You're good, Boo. You're good.
The joke from earlier finally hit her.
No, it's just read the question.
This is for Alexis.
If
you could, what sort of vehicle unit would you add to the game that doesn't already exist? For example, Adeptus Sororitas Saint-possessed walkers or an Orky Skyburner that would be some dedicated anti-air Dakar truck of utter doom or something.
Sisters of Battle in Terminator armor.
It said vehicle, but sure.
They're vehicles. They're tactical dreadnought armor. They're counted as part of the armory. They are vehicles.
Technically, she's kind of right.
Okay.
No,
The
but
exosuits.
in all fairness, I would like to see more units brought to the Sisters of Battle, bikes, jet bikes,
Everything.
armor, some type of dreadnought unit. And I know...
Isn't that what a penitent engine is?
A lot of people are going to get mad at me. They're going to be like, oh, well, they're a carbon copy of Space Marines then. And I'm going to be like, no, because I do want some more holy tanks, some cooler stuff for them. Yeah, I'm just going to go with that.
Okay. Question for predominantly Alexis, but also everyone. Since Fulgrim was mentioned in the Fracture of Bieltan, you've read it, you would know that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he will be next? Not do you want him to be next, but do you think he will be next?
I think he'll be very soon, but not next.
Okay.
No, probably next.
It depends on all those It depends if all those supposed leaks of a Mortarian Demon Primarch model are true or not.
Indeed. Which Necromunda gang could you see yourself being a member of? Can't answer, don't know.
I don't know enough about Necromunda.
She'd be a House Escher then. Just cuz.
Okay.
I would be... Ooh. Fun enough, I wouldn't mind being part of the Pit Slave gang, actually, because they get so many awesome, unique weapons to them, like the huge crab claw things that can instantly kill someone on a 6 to wound.
Fair enough.
And once you kill someone that way, they're wiped from the gang roster completely.
Huh.
Right.
Because it basically means you just decapitated them.
Fair enough.
Plus, more violence. Violence are awesome.
Fair enough. Even in this mood, I'm not asking that.
What?
No.
Oh, come on, please.
I'm sorry. There are limits,
Okay,
even for me.
what is the question about?
Put it. Just copy and paste it in the chat, and I'll read it out.
Fine.
Yay! This is gonna be fun.
It's going to.
At the very least, I'll review it before considering it. Question: how kinky is hive ship sex? Not that kinky. It's just like as kinky.
It's kind of very slow.
It's like when spiders mate, literally just like putting a hand in a pouch, just shoving it in. That's it. Not kinky at all.
Anyway.
Okay. Who is your favourite Phoenix Lord?
Oh god.
Karandras.
No, Fugan.
Baharoth.
Wow, did we all have a different answer for once?
We had a different.
I'm surprised no one said Ahara just to be a dick.
I don't know the story.
And
yes,
I'm not.
do actually know Eldar lore. You gotta know your enemy to properly hate them.
I've done a lore video on the Phoenix Lords. I know all of them.
I'm saying Karandras because he was one of the very first models I got, so...
I'm saying Baharoth because wings, sword, and I like the Swooping Hawks a lot. And his story is pretty cool.
Fugan, giant phallic gun.
Will also be the last.
Is it Fugan, or Fuegan? Like Fuego. Fuegan, he's fire.
I say Fugan, but I could see any. I could see the Spanish pronunciation being better.
Yeah, I like the Spanish pronunciation. That sounds cool.
Okay. A Norn Queen is hit by a Wraith Cannon and transferred fully into the warp. What happens?
She's fucked.
No, well, aside from her instantly dying, but the Hive Fleet automatically goes into a oh shit mode and makes, I think, like 6 or 7 more of them and just shoots them into different parts of the galaxy as part of a survival method, and then flees.
Fair enough.
To protect itself.
Okay. Next one. This one requires a bit of knowledge of orcs. What is your favourite kind of squig?
Hair squig. Or the face-eating squig.
Was it, is it Squig Hawk?
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't know the squigs well enough, unfortunately.
Squig Hawk is basically the size of a small plane. It's literally a flying monster.
Which I wish the snake bites would get.
Oh, that's the point. You can always say squig off, because isn't that technically a type of squig, just a big one?
Is.
Yeah, they're same species. The best squig, in my opinion, is a dead one, because, well, then they're not eating not eating your warrior's face. But
you can always have that chewing gum squig. Literally, it's a squig you put in your mouth, tastes like ham.
Or the oily squig.
Or the eating squig.
Yep. What is the squig for? It's for eating.
Okay.
I also find it weird as a chewing gum squig that tastes like ham, and that's actually been imported by imperial nobles as a delicacy.
Well, it helps out the orc species by keeping their teeth and like mouth clean. Because the orcs can't actually close their mouths.
Okay.
It's
also, interesting fact. If orcs don't fight for a long period of time, they get fat. That's actually a fact.
I thought they just got smaller.
No, they actually get fat. The one from Xenology was kept in confinement for many years and was shown to become basically obese.
It becomes an American.
Hey-oh.
Right.
Why do you get mad? The Americans said it, not us.
Right, okay, I wasn't paying attention. You're all talking about the hope that GW will release a Chaos Triumvirate. This person is thinking that seeing as Tzeentch just got a whole bunch of models for AOS, and Khorne and Nurgle always get the love, maybe one of them could be a Slaaneshi-themed Lord or Demon Prince. Who do you think the 3 would be aside from Abaddon the Demon? Well, we talked about that last time, didn't we? We had Honsu / Sheeran, Abaddon, and...
I'd still want Fabius Bar, just because he is technically from the Emperor's Children, so can count as Slaaneshi even though he doesn't actually serve any of the Chaos Gods.
Oh, they fucking hate each other at this point. Like, he's been exiled, I think.
Yeah, but doesn't he have guaranteed protection from the other Chaos Warbands wanting to beat the show him just because you're like, I know how to make more of you.
Okay.
It's more like he just breaks the promise to everyone he knows, and then just finds someone more powerful to protect him.
I would like to see for the big model, Keeper of Secrets. Just flat out a cool looking Keeper of Secrets.
Or like Nakari or something.
Yeah. Or the one with angel wings.
Well,
but then we don't.
Yeah.
But then we don't get
Warhammer Fantasy only.
Huh?
I've only heard of Ankari in Fantasy, actually, with Tyrion and Teclis. I didn't realize they were in 40k as well.
And Nakari actually fought alongside Doombreed against the Emperor during the Battle for Terra.
Okay.
Fair enough.
The next one, Doom Rider. Because Doom Rider.
Yeah, but isn't he technically, his head's stuck on a spike in the White Scars Fortress Monastery somewhere?
If you think that the rider is actually the demon, it could be the bike that's the actual demon, and the rider is just a part of him.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, because the bike acts on its own. But anyway, and then the last character, Mariel Sabathiel.
Oh yeah, because she hasn't actually got a model, has she?
No. So that would be my triumph of Slaanesh.
Not the mask?
Nope.
Fair enough. We do need a named Keeper of Secrets, to be fair. I haven't actually got one in the game. In the lore we do, but not in the game.
Yeah.
Right.
You can always get Heartslayer, the Keeper of Secrets, that end up possessing an avatar of Cain.
Yes.
Because, sure. if you could kill any god at the cost of empowering his enemy, e.g., kill Nurgle and boost Tzeentch, but also the Emperor gets a boost as well, the question sort of ends there. I think it means like, would you? Like, if you could like take one of the gods out in order to boost one of the others, would you? It's a weird question because it's impossible, but
I would take out the horned rat, so we don't have to worry about Snush going bye-bye.
So yes, let's go with that. No, actually, I would take out the new god, the upstart that thinks it can kill Slaanesh, and then power up Slaanesh.
what, Inead or Inead or however you're supposed to pronounce it.
Sinead. Sinead O'Connor.
We know it's Inead, but GW seems to think otherwise.
Sinead O'Connor. Someone make a meme of that right now.
Anyway.
Have you ever faced Grey Knights on the tabletop? Yes, it was annoying, but I beat them.
Back in second edition, I did, yes. When it was limited to literally just one squad of Terminators, that was it. And they were all Nemesis Force halberds.
Oh god, this is What is the in-flight velocity of a fully laden Hive Tyrant?
What do you mean, an African or a European Hive Tyrant?
Well, the question is Behemoth. Well, the reply is Behemoth or Leviathan, so close enough.
That's good.
Right. Do you believe the Emperor truly protects, as the Imperials say?
Yes, we have sources that showed that he did.
Yeah, technically it does. I mean, going back to the Inquisition War novels, actually when Draco was communing with the Emperor psychically,
aka being mind raped.
Yeah, it showed that the Emperor in his soul was split into millions of fragments, and each one was trying to help the Imperium in its own individual way, like some by influencing the Emperor's Tower, some by helping soldiers on the battlefield, etc. So yes, the Emperor does protect.
Do those who pray
until it gets retconned, at least.
Yeah. Do those who pray to him feel his light? Probably. No. Sometimes, maybe.
Depends who and what and where.
Yeah. And could the Imperial cult in 6th world, well, considering Lorgar basically instated it on Monarchia, but Monarchia was already a religious world to begin with, not impossible, but you'd need some pretty solid evidence to start anything. And to be fair, a religional cult could spring up fucking anywhere on this planet at this point, so...
Yeah, that's a gene stealer cult on Terra.
Which makes so much fucking sense.
Was it Scientology?
I assume so, actually.
Oh dear. Could Creed have hidden Cadia behind a bush?
No.
It's Creed, yes, of course he can.
No.
Space Bush.
No, Creed has balls. He would let them come to them and then hide a warhound behind, like, his crotch or something. Like, surprise! Cock Titan. I'm not sorry about that.
That leads on to the next question, which I'm skipping, and I'm not even going to put it in the chat, so buzz off.
Oh!
No, I'm sorry, I'm just not. No chance.
Is it how big is Batista's dick?
It's the Emperor's in this case. But
10 inches. There you go. Question answered.
Actually, he's a shapeshifter, so he can probably turn into a whale and have a 13-inch.
Given we're on a time limit here, we should probably keep going because, God, there's so many questions.
Okay, next one. I like this. This is fun.
Right, where are we? Do Tyranids, the bigger ones that have synaptic connections, care about one another like how animals have a basic parental care for their offspring until it's big enough to defend itself, or does the hive mind just not care?
The hive mind doesn't care, it just cares about survival.
Actually,
it doesn't have emotional attachments, I don't think.
It's a tough call because if you read on Trevagons, they actually do feel for all the Gaunts, but it's never depicted as how they feel about them.
Aren't Trevagons essentially giving birth to all those Gaunts? That's why it has a basic maternal instinct. With regards to the hive mind...
It doesn't give birth to them, it's carrying them.
And then spawns them when needs be.
Yeah.
So
technically does give birth to them in a way.
Sort of.
Being technical. Now, one question for each of us here, more or less. Do you think we'll see rules for an Emperor Titan Sinister in 30k or 40k? Now, that's basically a Psi Titan, for those who don't know.
There won't be an Emperor-class version of it.
Apparently it exists, an Emperor-class Titan with some Psychers duct taped to it, piloted by a pariah that fires pure hate.
That is a thing. We just won't see rules for it. It's too big.
Yeah, you're probably more likely to get rules for the Castigator, to be honest.
Actually, let's expand it. Do you think we'll get Side Titans in the game?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. As far as Chaos Gods and Age go, since they have technically eternal and built-in, and they are built-in per se to the universe, aren't they all technically the same age? Yes, because the warp doesn't work on time flow, but time flow doesn't work in the warp. But as far as human perception goes, Khorne came first. Or have I cut out again?
No, you're good.
You answered
Just
it.
there was an
You
extremely
answered,
long
yeah.
period of silence. No, when I hear no sound, I'm like, someone's cut out here. I was a bit worried. Right. Who do you want to come in and save Roboute when he inevitably falls over because the model looks unbalanced as the execution kill team at Eversa and needs rescuing? Which Primarch comes in to save Guilliman's arse, basically?
I honestly don't think it's going to be a Primarch as much as Celestine. Just, oh look, I'm your guardian angel.
Oh god, I really hope they don't do that.
They should.
Really.
They should.
Let's
They
not
should
turn.
definitely do that.
Let's not turn her any more into Mercy from Overwatch.
I'm
Well-
okay with her being Mercy from Overwatch. That
I'm
makes
not.
it even
Fuck
better.
Overwatch. Fuck Overwatch. There, I said it. Come at me in the hate comments. Anyway, going back to taking Alexis's trademark, I want it to be the robot Ferrus Manus, because they have his body, technically. So, big cyborg Ferrus Manus comes back with a huge bionic head, then he malfunctions, goes on a killing spree, and it has to be stopped by everybody.
No, leave Manus dead.
He malfunctions, and the Iron Warriors have to come and help the Imperium again, like they did in the War of the Beast.
So, Imgal Gene Stealer cults, thing or no?
Potentially?
No. Okay. Game-wise, I want to say no. I want the Umgarl Stealers brought back to the Tyranid army to replace the current Gene Stealers. I don't think they would be a cult because the first curse is already them. It has their rules, essentially. So, I'd rather
Well, they're talking
see
about tabletop in regards to the law, though.
It just says, is it a thing? That's all it says.
Oh, no,
I would assume
it's-
potentially in the law it could be, potentially. Because the Gene has got to reproduce somehow. The Imgar ones aren't part of the High Fleets anymore. So they
No,
have
they
to
were,
reproduce somehow.
Indeed. Sorry. Question about... Sorry, I was yawning. Okay. Question about Chaos Legions. Would they recruit abhumans to their ranks, such as Beastmen, Space Marines, or Minotaurs, to be used as shock troops?
Yes.
Yeah, they recruit cultists all the time. So why wouldn't they be abhumans?
Well, they were asking, would they actually make abhumans into Space Marines, which I don't actually think is possible.
No, I think there's got to be a certain amount of genetic compatibility.
There doesn't. The Emperor's a shapeshifter, thus his DNA could be anything.
But
And if
the
the
Primarchs weren't.
The
If
thing
the
is,
Primarchs do draw their genetics from the Emperor, which it has been stated that they do.
yes, but don't forget, the gene has changed and even deteriorated as well as it goes through each lineage from Emperor to Primarch to Astartes.
But we also
And
have
is then
to count-
recycled.
changed. I mean,
we
don't
also
forget.
have to count in that this is chaos, and Fabius Bile can make anything happen because he's a walking plot hole.
Yeah, Bile could potentially make Astartes abhumans. He could potentially do that. But in regards to just standard recruitment, no. Because don't forget, looking at all gene seed, pretty much all gene seed has mutated. I mean, literally, even the Ultramarines gene seed has got a 10% chance of mutation.
Yep.
It's just that just happens to be the purest one of the loyalist gene stock. I mean, we look at the Salamanders that have a 95% chance of mutation. Makes you wonder why the Inquisition hasn't gone, hang on a fucking minute, this gene is too fucked up.
Well, they don't use the Raven Guards anymore, do they? Or is it the Raven Guard they don't use anymore?
No, it's Space Wolves.
Sorry, yeah, Wolves.
Because their gene is only compatible with Fenrisians.
And now it's not.
Yeah, they're
Well.
kind of fucked now.
That's fine.
The thing is, their gene only has a 65% chance of mutation, and they got a fucking wolf and shit going on.
Well, that's the Canis Helix, really. That's just...
Yeah,
that's
but
just
even so, it's still gene seed mutation in a way, though.
Yeah, true. Next question is about Malal, whether they will have any appearance of importance, like the Sons of Malaz and Malal in general, whether they ever pop up in the lore.
No.
He doesn't say shut up about it.
Actually, it has been referenced in Rogue Trader, the Tyrant Star. That's actually been a slight reference to Malal.
When you say Rogue Trader, do you mean the RP books?
The RP books.
Okay, we got to remember to say the RP books, because then everybody's like, oh, Rogue Trader isn't canon anymore.
Because it's first edition, and pretty much everything in first edition has been retconned by this point.
Okay, let me put it this way. If from now on, if I'm talking about Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Traders in first edition, I'll just call it first edition. In regards to the RPG, I'll just call it Rogue Trader, to make things clear. But yeah, they do reference the Tyrant Star, which is a black and white sun that causes chaos and anarchy wherever it travels, which fits Malal's profile perfectly because his colors were black and white, and he was the Chaos God of Chaos.
As Malal is actually a Satan.
No.
Anyway.
Okay. What do you think of changing to Space Wolf unit names, i.e. Wolfguard become Huskarls, Wolf Lords into Jarls, and basically turning them into new flipping Vikings all over again?
Weren't Huskarls Imperial Fist troops?
I know the name. I don't know if that exactly is true, but I know the name.
I'm pretty sure they were Imperial Fist, like the Imperial Fist first company when they were called the Huskarls.
I'll find out when I do my Fist lore video at the end of the series.
I do wish the Space Wolves weren't named by furries. It would have made their entire army better.
I don't think they're really named by furries. I always have it called like Yivgard and like Cuddle Bunnies or something stupid like that.
No, they just put Tooth, Fang, and Wolf in front of everything.
Well, Fang and Fang's not necessarily furry thing. I don't have a problem with me called like Claws Fangs, well, because it fits the theme of the army. You know, the blood claws, the long fangs, the grey hunters. That all fits. It's just when they start going wolf, 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 that's the you have the issue with. You know, I mean,
yeah.
Maybe call like instead of Wolfguard, call them like the Hearthguard or something. Like similar to Houseguard.
Whatever.
Yeah, they do need to go back to being a bit more Viking and a little less, you know, wolf with Santa Claus and his sleigh.
Indeed.
Drop the Thunderwolf Cavalry because that's just silly. That's just silly.
Not drop the Thunderwolf Cavalry. They're really good in tabletop.
Fuck the Thunderwolf Cavalry. It's silly.
It is.
But again, this is 40k. You know, it's silly as a whole.
Yeah, the silly comes with the territory. Anyway, speaking of silly, what is your favourite army's theme song?
Well, for Night Lords, it would be Nightcrawler by Judas Priest, but if it was World Eaters, it would be World Eater by Bolt Thrower, which is an awesome song as well. I don't know if you guys have heard that. That's just an awesome album, man. I need to listen to Realm of Chaos again. Literally, it's literally like a Warhammer death metal album. It's awesome.
Right.
No, literally, all songs are named after like things from Warhammer. You got like Eye of Terror, Plague Bearer, World Eater, the Realm of Chaos, and all that shit.
Aren't they
awesome.
actually? Doesn't GW actually like know about them and is like cool with them?
Yeah, they gave them the official first edition art to use as the album cover.
Yeah. No,
on the original
for music, I would have to actually think about that because I listen to like multitudes of different music. I mostly put like soundtracks, like just flat music, not songs, to my army.
The Red Army Choir for something for the Imperial Guard.
Actually, I use the March of what is it? It's a song on bagpipes, and I love it.
Fair enough. I honestly don't know what I would assign to the Farsight Enclaves because I
Totally Japanese.
K-pop.
Fuck off. Right.
No, some anime theme song.
You're a J-pop fan.
No, it couldn't be further from the truth. I'm mainly listening to... I don't even know what that sort of stuff is, but it's mostly been jazz and just other stuff. Anyway,
jazz.
Yeah, I love how like you two are just death metal, and then I just listen to like Stevie Wonder and stuff. It's like, hang on a minute,
hey,
something.
So long as you're not listening to One Direction or Justin Bieber, we're fine with you. As long as you're not listening to that shit.
Yeah, that's fine. Right. Would it be? I'm going to start skipping through a couple of these because I've still got an ass load to get through. Again, this happens a lot. Would it be possible for a blank/pariah to disrupt the hive mind on a significant level?
No. The hive mind takes them over.
They are undetectable because that pariah space marine in Death Watch was designed to sneak into a Gene Stealer cult base and did.
Yeah, but they would still just kill them and eat them.
Wait,
They would
there's
eat
a
them
bar
just
in
the
Death
same
Watch?
as another animal.
Yeah, The Exorcist. There's a blank.
The Exorcists aren't blanks, though. They just, because they've shared their souls with a demon, they're actually incorruptible, and that means they're actually rendered invisible by psychic means. They're not actually blanks, they still have souls.
Oh, I thought they were blanks. No,
Right.
They're
not blanks.
My bad.
They still have souls.
It would take Tyranids a little bit to figure out how to hunt them, but
The thing is that if the Nids can't see them psychically, they'll still be able to smell them.
Yeah, they would hunt them just like a normal animal.
Okay, right. That's a crossover question. We don't do those anymore because we've done all of them to death. Remleiz, how would you bring back the squats lore-wise, and would you change them in any way, or would you bring them back as like a major or a minor faction, if you even care enough?
They are.
In regards to their lore, I would pick one consistent theme for them, because their lore had them basically being space dwarves, but their models had them being bikers, which didn't fit their lore at all. So focus on one particular theme. I would probably think focus a little bit on the Viking stuff, but not overly emphasize that. Try and mix a little bit of Mechanicus, but with real world as a mysticism mixed with the Viking theme. So you got like space techno Vikings in a way. Have them depicted as remnants of a long lost Abhuman Empire that have been reintegrated into the Imperium under its protection, and they provide planetary ties and serve in the Imperial Guard by serving as an Abhuman regiment.
Okay.
Something to that extent, and there'll be more of a minor faction, basically like a supplement to the Imperial Guard.
All right, fair enough.
A very stupid way of bringing them back is the same way the Grey Knights came into 40k. Just all of a sudden, there they are, an entire planet. They were hidden in the warp using Gullah Fields.
Or whatever, yes. We've been talking a lot about Ultramar, this seems fair. Why are the Ultramarines so underrated in the community? They have a good background and lore. Yes, they're poster boys, but surely this does not deserve the animosity they receive. Welcome to being a Tau player.
Two
I
words.
actually
Matt
really
Ward.
like the Ultramarines.
Like, the Ultramarines are cool, but they're vanilla at this point. There's
also the fact as well that I think a lot of people got sick of their over-representation in addition to the over-praising of a certain author.
Yeah, but Titus kind of fixed all of that.
Yeah, but then you had Cato Sicarius coming back in, like, jumping from Tau Bowser and using their energy to refuel his jump pack, which was somehow compatible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They never fucking lose, which was nothing, because there's no character development there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think TTS sold that perfectly when you got Marnius Carroll just, like, crying. It's like, it's like, we've done something again. What the fuck?
Basically, yes. With regards to the whole... Who did Angon with a French accent last week? Was it you, Remleiz?
Probably. A very poor French accent, yes.
Well, apparently in the audio drama Butcher's Nails, Khan has a French accent.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I always thought it was Russian, but again, I'm very shit with accents, so I'll apologise.
I'd have to listen to it for myself to know. How do you deal with a Reaver Titan with Strength D? Basically, Alexis, how do you kill a Reaver Titan?
Easy. You just drop pod a bunch of meltaguns on it.
Okay.
Oh, that's the point.
Or you just run up to it with a D weapon in close combat and kill it.
In tabletop, do Earthshaker cannons still have an unlimited range?
No, I think they top out at 120.
Yeah, it's like 8 foot or something like that. 7 foot, 8 foot.
I thought it was nearer to 10 foot, I think.
Because didn't we
Oh wait,
didn't we discuss it previous?
Reaver's the.
Because didn't we discuss like a few months ago about like a thing like when there was a weapon that had like pretty much an unlimited range, and it got to a point where some people would call up random Games Workshop stores, say, "Is there a 40k game on?" Yes, yeah, I'm calling a tactical strike on this table here, and they would actually roll for it and everything just randomly.
That'd be amazing.
Hunter Killer missiles have an unlimited range.
That's probably what I was thinking of, yeah.
But they're Strength 8 AP3. Actually, do orbital bombardments have an unlimited range?
Yes, they do.
Oh, Jesus.
But
right, so just run around the store.
That's the Eldar one, right?
No, Reaver. Reaver is the mid-range Imperial one.
Okay, then
Phantom is the
drop
Eldar
pod
one.
multi-guns will take care of it.
Okay. Question for... actually, no. Okay. Which would be better? Nerfing everyone to the same level or buffing them to the same level? So, like,
Nerfing.
bring the Orcs... Oh, so bring the Orcs... So bring the Eldar and Tau down as opposed to bring the Orcs and Blood Angels up.
Nerfing everybody.
Yeah, nerfing everyone.
Okay, question for Remleiz. Have you read the Beast Arises series before I ask this?
Bits and pieces of it, yeah. I know enough to probably answer a question.
Okay. Well, in book 12, Ulanor is translocated to another place near Segmentum Solar. A psychic echo called the name of Thraka. Could Gazgul be used to be the return of the Primarch or the Beast, kind of like Grimskull in fantasy, or Grimgore maybe? I don't know.
No, and here's why. See, Gazgul's name, Gazgul Magorok Thraka, and his actual name is Gazgul Mag. Because when it all gets bigger and more powerful, they typically extend their names longer to include their planet name and their tribal name. And we know Gazgul Magorok Thraka, Gazgul's from the planet
Urk.
Urk, yeah, so Urk. So Urk as an Uruk, it's Ifis, and Thraka is his tribal name. So the Echo of Thraka is actually Gazgul's tribe, not necessarily Gazgul himself.
Okay, that's fair.
So basically, his name is Gazgul Mag from planet Urk of the Thraka tribe. Kind of like how you got Nazdreg is Nazdreg from Urg of the Urgrub tribe, whatever it's called.
Urgrub, yeah, I think Urgrub is correct. That's which faction would you like to see on the tabletop? We've done that 100 times, and we're still tight on time. What would happen if the Imperium came across a human enclave with technology far more advanced than their own? They'd kill it.
Yeah, that's kind of in all of the Horus Heresy books so far.
Yep.
They
Should all weird boy
adapt some of the technology, though?
Not anymore, they won't.
There are bands of Mechanicum that do. They are allowed to.
Yeah, but they're heretics, though, generally.
Pretty much.
Unless
traders are allowed to.
Yeah, but rogue traders get a special pass. They're above the law.
Yeah, rogue traders
they took a bunch of tech priests with them and just went, guys, have fun.
If
there was STCs, then they'll probably just take it. Oh, we got the STC for it. It's fine.
Yeah, basically, if there's an STC for it, they'll use it. Otherwise, no. Should all weird boys be able to upgrade it to mastery level 3? Yes, but only in special cases. Well, if Zogwart comes back, he should be level 3. But other than that,
here's my thing about it, though. Orcs should cap out at 2. All right. Then, depending on the squad number they're with, they should be able to cast that many powers. I.e., for 10, they can cast 1 additional. For 20, 2 additional. For 30, 3 additional.
So you want a level 2 Psyker that knows 6 powers?
Yes, but he can still only cast 2 powers.
But you basically want a Psyker who knows more stuff than Ahriman or Tigurius and knows as many powers as Magnus.
Well, you got to remember, back in 5th edition, orcs rolled randomly, so...
Yeah, they RNG'd their powers.
I would say that their new powers only come from their book, and you roll randomly for the power itself. But how do you determine which powers you lose as your squad dies? RNG, or is it I drew these 2? I have 10 on my squad. I'll draw this one for 10, this one for 20, this one for 30. Yeah, actually,
I would probably RNG it.
Actually, it would probably be in the book as like Primaris, then for 10 guys, 20 guys, 30 guys.
At the same time, though, if you're going to have his power increase as the number of orcs increase, then you're going to have to, capitalize on that. Basically, he's at more of a risk of having his head explode.
Exactly. At the end of the day, he just gains the powers, but he can't use them because he only can use 2 powers.
Yes, but still. Anyway. Planning to start collecting my own army, but I want to play an edgy/strange, to quote, Space Marine army. They want to pick Legion of the Damned or Sons of Malice. What would you pick and why? Well, Sons of Malice are chaos before you start. With an edgy Space Marine faction.
Black Dragons.
Yeah, the Black Dragons. They literally have claws. You can't get
and
more.
Baraka Blades, yeah.
And then just like get a whole bunch of sergeants without helmets and paint their hair different colors and give them emo makeup.
And if you want emo, you go Raven Guard.
He's right.
He is.
Okay, next. What would you think of a Sniper Elite-like game based in 40k?
I would love it. A game where you played as an assassin would be amazing.
Yes, I could get down with that. But then again, you're basically playing Hitman at that point if you're playing as an assassin.
You're playing as a Ratling sniper.
Oh, that would be... No, because it would have to be like somebody important. You would have to play as like a Vindicare assassin. Actually,
Hellion?
I would say pick between the 4 assassins and it changes how you play the game.
Well, so a Vindicari, a Ratling sniper, a Katachan sniper, and a Space Marine scout.
I think she meant Vindicare versus Calidus Calexus, but...
Yes.
Oh. He said 4 snipers.
Oh, sorry. I meant 4 assassins.
Right. Anyway, odds on Sanguinius coming back. I wish I could say 0.
I say about 50%. It's 50-50 right now. I think Celestine is going to take his place as, like, leaders of the Imperium.
I give Sanguinius a 5% chance of coming back.
I want to say 0, but I think it's probably about 10%, just because anything's fucking possible. If you're an Inquisitor, what order would you be in?
Hereticus.
I'm
Ordo Theoreticus. Ordo...
Let me go have a look at the order. I probably Xenos, but I'm going to double check if there's any cool Ordo Minoris that I've forgotten about.
Well, there's the Ordo Kronos, the Ordo Necros, which have no known function, and everyone's going, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" As though, which is being really cool.
There's
the Golf Kids.
Asian stuff. No, I don't think there's anything else there really. Yeah, probably Xenos in my case. Right, next, because I've got to get this done at some pace at this point. Are there any non-Black Library book/audio books you would recommend? Obviously not for 40k. They're just asking a general question, quite frankly.
Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park series.
Yeah, I think that's a given, really, isn't it?
Yeah, the Dune series, Starship Troopers.
Yeah, I think Alexis answered it all here.
Fair enough. What is your favourite Horus Heresy short story, if you've read or heard any of them?
Butcher's Nails. Where basically it's, Angron and Lorgar team up to beat the shit out of an Eldar Corsair captain, and then it's like, he'll be the Blood God's son! And Lorgar's like, the fuck? And Angron's like, now I'm just gonna kill this guy now. Yeah.
I have nothing. That was amazing.
I don't even want to go anywhere. Would you have done anything differently with turning fantasy into AOS? I know Alexis won't answer this, but...
Actually, I like the changes and everything, and the main changes happened because GW was running into trademark problems. The game wasn't doing well either. Like, fantasy was dying off. So
it was, I don't disagree.
Games Workshop went, okay, fuck it, retcon it. Give it all new names. All the different units are going to have names. The 2 armies that didn't sell well, sucks to be them. They're gone now.
Yeah, I think what they've done is fine. Is that I think they're talking both in a lore and rules sense as opposed to like a business sense.
I only know about it from a business perspective. I'm sorry.
Yeah, when I think about it from a lore perspective, like I think they really needed to flesh out the lore a bit more before they just gave us the game. Like they could have easily done like
it was very sparse to begin with, and a lot of it seemed very convoluted.
Yeah, I would have started is instead of putting the rulebook out immediately, I'd have been tempted to have a novel series where they started to like release a few models alongside the rulebook, or at the very least they had to bring the Realmgate Wars series out early, or just context books, not even lore, but just like context, because playing the game without context does take something away from it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. If the Blood Ravens get a codex, would one of their special rules would be honorable gifts that lets them just use other army special gear?
I would love it.
Actually, I think that would be a pretty good rule, but maybe like honorable gift. You limit it to certain characters, and they get to have one piece of equipment unique to other Space Marine lists. Like one piece of equipment. That's it. I think that would be a nice little thing to make the Blood Ravens stand out a bit more, rather than just being Ultramarines in red.
Fair enough. That's an end times question. Bugger off. It doesn't happen. It's not happening. Shove off.
Yeah, Games Workshop themselves have actually stated several times now it's not happening. They even said it in the newest edition of White Dwarf, which should be out by now as well.
Yeah. Someone wants to beat us over the head with a genetics book because we don't really know how recessive genetics work. I never said I did. I'm a physicist. We're nearly there. Based on the Rise of the Primarch cinematic trailer, Cole says this: 10 millennia ago, I was set a task, one abandoned when the galaxy burned, resumed once more for the sake of us all. Do you guys believe he was possibly the one who actually created the Primarchs?
No, because it was slightly before then, I think it was.
In Master of Mankind, and I know I keep going back to this book, it's not Krull called in, it's the leader of the Mechanicum at the time called in because
that would be Kelbor Hal was... Oh, no, Kelbor Hal was pre-heresy, but then he fell. So I don't know who's general.
It was oh, what was her name?
Yeah, it was a chick. But anyway. The important bit is that the Emperor asked her what he should do about Angron because that person knows about the Primarchs.
Well, there was the discussion that he had with Arkan Land about the Butcher's Nails as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. They actually knew about everything, and the Emperor just flat out asked him if he should kill him and replace him. Well, it's hinted at, but yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean that she had a part to play in creating the Primarchs. The Emperor just probably wanted a second opinion.
But when does the Emperor ever ask for anyone else's opinion? He's the motherfucking Emperor. He does whatever he goddamn wants.
Actually, he asks quite a lot in the book.
And don't forget, at the time, the Mechanicum were still technically a separate empire, and if he was utilizing their technology, he would probably have to ask them just out of maintain the alliance. It's like, should I use you? Should I do it? No.
But we look at how the Emperor thinks. Let's look at Nicaea. Let's look at Ulanor. Did the Emperor ask the other? We don't know what the Emperor's motives were at Nicaea. I'm not going to go there. But at Ulanor, was there a vote to let Horus be War Master? No, because Horus thought Sanguinius should have been bloody War Master.
They talk about that as well.
It was an executive decision, wasn't it?
No,
it's probably more akin. It's more of the fact that
he counseled his generals. He asked the custodians, and he showed them the memory of it. And in the memory, he says he wanted Horus to be it and set up this grand thing. And at the end of it, the custodian asks him why all the lavishness, and he goes, because they run on pride. The Emperor didn't care.
And don't forget, the only reason he picked Horus, because Horus had the best track record in regards to compliances. It's he's got the best record, he's clearly the best, put him in charge.
Yeah.
But it's not like he asked Horus, do you want to be War Master? It was Horus, you're the War Master now. Because
because he wanted someone to carry on the crusade where he went back and finished the fucking Webway project. That's the reason. I need to go back and finish this shit. I need to get someone to take over. Horus, you got the best track record. You're in charge.
Then why not ask Horus and Sanguinius to share the job? Considering, if Horus had been asked, he said,
because the second best Primarch in regards to compliance was Lionel Johnson.
Yep.
Point. All right. Anyway, this is a Tau question. Is it known how the Aetheros control the Tau? No. Would Farsight ever declare war on the Tau Empire in an effort to free his people? No, probably not. I've actually just done a video about Farsight's return, and I don't think he'd go on his own terms. Are the Ethereals actually even Tau, or are they something else? Genetically, they are pretty much Tau, but I wouldn't want to debate too far.
They are Tau because we've seen them dissected. Literally the only difference is the diamond organ in their head, which has no biological function. I do feel we need to repeat that every time we bring this up.
Yeah, this is why I say, does it know how the Ethereals control the Tau? No. Yeah, actually, I was going to ask your opinion about the return of Farsight. I know, Remleiz, you'll probably one day get around to doing it, so I'm sure.
Yes, when I get through my other 6 pages worth of topics.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Because I've actually planned out I planned the Legion Lore series. I haven't written it down, but I planned the next 22 weeks of lore already. It's like I know I know the running order.
1, 2.
I've got about just under 3 years.
Jesus Christ, that's 156 episodes.
I
Yep.
have 8. Can you tell which one of us actually prepares?
Yeah, I'm just trying to stay 2 weeks ahead. That's all I can do.
I'm currently
just to clarify, I haven't
because
actually
of my
written,
computer.
just to clarify, I haven't written scripts for the next 3 years. God, I'm not that bloody bad. I just got the topics ready.
Yeah, like I'm the same. I've planned the topics for the next and how I'm going to link them all together, but I've only written 2 weeks ahead.
Yeah, because I got Night Haunter one, Guilliman one, Inkilaba, Redemption, the Vizark, Animals, Mira Sabathiel, Eldar, Catachan, Blank, Skull.
Whoa. You have one about me?
No, I don't have one about Cultist Chan, no.
No, Mariel Sabathiel. I'm trying to distance myself from that character, and everybody keeps bringing it up. I'm tempted to delete all of those videos.
But yes, I do have a Miro Sabathiel one planned, which will probably be the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Within the next 12 weeks, at least.
Anyway.
Question for the table toppers: which army has played the least in your receptive circles, and why?
The least.
Yeah, which is the army you see the least, and why do you think that is?
Sisters of Battle, because nobody can afford them. Blah 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 blah. No, but real armies. I'm not going to talk about the sisters.
The Bretonnians and the Tomb Kings. Fantasy joke.
Honestly, I have a really good mix of all the armies, but the least played is probably the Knights.
Okay. This could be an interesting one. When the Emperor comes back as a god, they say when, not if. What will they do after dealing with the Chaos Gods and make the Imperium great again?
Yay!
Yeah, I was trying. So I thought I'm going to try.
Trump.
Let's not go there.
Let's not go there. Let's
Okay,
kill
sorry,
that me.
sorry.
Kill that me.
It's pure Emperor King President Trump.
Anyway, would he continue his crusade, wipe out the Xenos, make friends, all of the above? Also, would the Primarchs have a place, or would they be obsolete by this point?
Okay, so here's my idea of what's going to happen. First off, the Primarchs that don't come back are going to be replaced by other powerful characters, i.e. Celestine, Force, Sanguinius. He's going to use his Primarchs again to try to conquer the galaxy, but I believe it's going to be a Imperium Eldar alliance instead of a fight between them. It's going to be an uneasy alliance, basically like, until we're done, we'll deal with you.
But can love bloom on the battlefield?
Yes.
God damn it. Right. You mentioned earlier that the different hive fleets have different hive minds, but with how a hive mind actually functions in the real world, this seems odd since it lowers the chance for the hive to survive. So with that in mind, do you think something is forcing the hive minds to split, i.e. a form of multiple personality disorder, consuming DNA from an old race, or consuming multiple warp-tainted DNA? This would explain why they don't.
This will be a topic of a video in a few weeks.
Actually, somebody brought this question up to me, and I looked it up like crazy because they keep saying different hive minds, but every time it talks about the hive mind is one thing that controls multiple different Tyranid fleets. What?
Nothing to do with this. One of my physics friends just commented on one of my videos, and it's just.
Oh, okay. But
Sorry.
it talks about how the hive mind learns and grows, but it doesn't say that the hive mind is very specific to each and every single hive fleet. Originally, I believe that the hive mind came directly from the Norn Queen. It comes from something beyond that. It's something akin to like an instinct that all the Tyranids share, which would also be the scariest thing because they can share information between each other. I.e., this one eats Eldar and figures out how to defeat the Eldar. All the hive fleets might know that. And I don't mean just creating units from the DNA, because the creation of units from DNA is something that individual hive fleets can do.
There could also be something else potentially influencing, I don't know, someone who might be a little outside of the fringes at this point in time. Tease.
I don't believe it's him. I don't think it is an actual, like, outside entity. I think the hive mind is its own entity. Something like... I actually think it's an old one that's controlling the Tyranids.
Okay.
The Tyranids are the ultimate answer to chaos. They wipe out all life and aren't sentient themselves.
The thing is, though, the old ones themselves didn't really have knowledge of chaos, because chaos didn't exist when they were in power.
True. Actually, very, very true.
It was their actions and their resulting war with the Catan that basically birthed chaos.
Yeah.
So why would they have a contingency? Why would they have a contingency to fight chaos if they didn't know what the fuck it was?
So
they're basically Tau frogs in that sense.
The other thing that I've mentioned in other videos, and I want to talk about this just for a second. This is my rant, by the way.
Okay.
I once said that different hive fleets fought each other, and
you did.
I believe that to be true. And I checked all of my sources. 2 hive fleets have never actually gotten down onto a battlefield and killed each other. There are no recorded battles between Tyranid hive fleets.
Okay, so where was your opinion of, they fought each other before come from in that case? Was that just assumption, or?
I think it came from battle reports that I've read from White Dwarves that showed Tyranids fighting each other.
Okay. Well, that would also explain it a little bit. Right. If the Primarchs had been given a choice in what roles they could serve in the Imperium, what do you think they'd have done?
Well, the first choice would be a huge fight between Angron, Nighthaunter, Perturabo, and others about who gets to be War Master. Let's be honest. Because they all wanted that job, and they all believe they should have the job, even though they were all shit for the job, to be brutally honest.
Possibly.
Yeah, out of them three, the only possible exception would be Perturabo, but even then, he wouldn't be that good.
Yeah. Magnus would probably just decide to, let's not fight, let's just keep studying the warp as you do. Lorgar would, oh god, I don't even want to know.
Praise Emperor! Stop that, Lorgar. No! Screw you guys, I'm burning Calf.
I reckon Fulgrim would have still gone out on campaign, and probably Fulgrim would have probably carried on as is, just maybe had a bit more artistic flair to it. Because I think Fulgrim did want to be the perfect in every way, and that included on the battlefield.
Yeah. Dawn would be just too busy fortifying things.
Guilliman would be on the Council of Terror, probably.
I can imagine Sanguinius being that as well, being like a representative to the common people, because he was beloved by everyone. Everyone loved Sanguinius. He was like that one guy at school who was friends with everybody. That's basically who Sanguinius was.
And that's even more. He's like, super personable in school, and then like kind of isolated when they're outside of school, because he was basically trying to cure the flaw without asking anybody for help.
Yeah.
Not sure if that's a design to do it that way, but yeah. Right, 2 more. This has taken over an hour. Why didn't the Order of Sinister just get involved in the 13th Black Crusade, since a Psi Titan or 2 would have been enough to obliterate the enemy forces? Probably they couldn't get there in time.
All the writers forgot.
All that.
Yeah, there's a lot of the writers forgot in most of the Horus Heresy books.
This is the 13th Black Crusade rather than the Heresy books, but yeah, no.
No, I'm just saying authors forget a lot.
That's true. And then finally, does Terra have an Imperial Guard regiment? Or just the Imperial Fists?
I assume it would have a guard regiment as well. Because it's got to be the most heavily defended planet in the entirety of the Imperium. You've got a guard regiment, you've got the Imperial Fists, you've got the Custodes.
You got the sisters. Don't forget the sisters. Everybody forgets the sisters.
Oh yeah, because the Ecclesiarchal Cathedral, the capital, was on Terra as well, isn't it?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, so there'll be standing army of Sisters of Battle as well.
Also, there's a bunch of assassins on Terra.
I thought all the assassin temples were on random different planets, so they can none of them could fall to chaos, or only
No, but
one or two
there
could
are
fall to chaos.
assassins on Terra.
Right.
Like, as a contingent.
And not to mention that the Grey Knights are based in the same system as well, which helps.
Yep.
Yep.
And the Sons of Garrow.
This is not fucking canon.
I'm canon.
And that's it. That's all the questions, and it's now 5 to 8. It's taken us over an hour to do the questions.
It's 6 to 8. Get it right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Captain Pedantic.
It's 2:53. You guys are dumb.
I'm not going to justify a response because I'll probably end up being generating a lot of hate in the comments for saying that, but anyway.
Okay, anything to add?
I already did my rant about the Tyranids and me being wrong about them. It makes the Tyranids far scarier, honestly.
If they're a cohesive whole, then yes, I can imagine. I don't think I've really got anything to say apart from... no, actually.
I talked about this briefly on the Facebook page and on Twitter. I made the mistake of watching Game Theory's For Honor video. Oh my god, so many inaccuracies. It was painful. It's like he literally got his information by looking at old Boris Vallejo paintings of Vikings and stuff like that. It's like samurai would win fights because they had bows. I'm pretty sure Vikings had access to bows as well. Vikings only wore...
The samurai's training with bows was astronomically better than most.
A samurai's bow, a Yumi bow, did not have the range of a Viking longbow.
No, it doesn't have the range, but it has the punching power.
So even then, it's like literally a Viking's bow is like 4 or 5 times the range. You can just pick them off from a distance.
Yep.
And saying that Vikings didn't wear armor, I'm pretty sure chainmail's armor.
Yeah. But chainmail doesn't stop arrows.
Why do I feel like this is Remleiz making a point of please come after 40k because we want to tear you a new one?
No.
Don't come after 40k because you'll just fuck it up and misinform about 8 million people. Like you did with your For Honor video, saying Vikings only have rudimentary axes. I'm sorry, have you ever seen a fucking Danish grey axe? It's hardly fucking rudimentary. And a rich Viking did not just use an axe; they had fucking swords.
Oh
you
god!
Completely fucking missed the point.
Oh god! Oh wow!
Saying that only the samurai had bows. Yeah, I'm pretty sure knights had access to bowmen as well in their armies. And don't forget, a Viking may not have been as well equipped as a samurai potentially, but don't forget the Vikings fucked up France. In fact, it was the Vikings that end up founding the Normans because they were descended from Danish Vikings who fucked the Parisians up. And the King of France said, "If I give you this, you give all this shit. Will you leave us the fuck alone?" Yes, okay.
At which point, then the Normans the English fought the Vikings and then fought the Normans, which are the same fucking race.
And also, samurai swords. Yes, a samurai sword is nice, but it was made of shit fucking metal because the actual metal native to Japan is actually surprisingly brittle. So if a samurai sword hits a Viking sword, a samurai sword is going to be fucked up. Look, literally, it's like saying he spent like 5 minutes researching just because he was paid off by Ubisoft, to get this game out as soon as possible, just for that YouTube coin. Literally, if you go into that video, it's like 50% disliked. So it's like literally millions of people disliking this video because he got so much fucking wrong. And there was literally like at least 3 other YouTubers tearing him to pieces, like a guy who's expert on samurai, a guy who's expert on Vikings, and a guy who's expert on knights, all saying, yeah, you got this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. I mean, if you're just comparing it in game terms, that's fine. That's fine. But if you're trying to make a historical analysis, do some fucking... I mean, you didn't even put in a retraction or anything saying that I fucked up. At least when I've made... I mean, I've made mistakes in some of my videos. I've made mistakes in regards to genetics.
I have made no mistakes ever.
But in regards to that, I at least put in a thing in my video description or pin a comment saying, I got this wrong and I will make an addendum in future to correct it.
Yeah, if I fuck something up, usually I'll get told in the comments, oh, I fucked something up. And I'm like, okay, my bad. And if I ever come back to the topic again, then I'll say, well, I got this wrong. Like I misquoted Kurz once and I had to really correct that.
Yeah.
I got nothing wrong about female Space Marines. Come at me.
But my point is, just because you want to get out ready, so all the search algorithms when people are searching for honor, doesn't mean you can misinform 8 million people, you twat!
Anyway, I think... Whoops.
Oh, God.
Cunt.
Anyway...
Yeah,
wow,
let's...
I think I'm the calmest one now.
I'm calm. I'm
the calmest one now.
For about a minute, and now I'm fine
I'm
again.
just going to pick up this fucking sword next to me and just going to scream, blood for the blood god!
Chain axe. No, not sword. Axe. Chain axe.
Well, no, I've actually got an actual sword to hand. Like,
anyway,
that's why I keep my office.
I'd like to thank everybody for joining us for this episode of Adeptus Podcastus. If you guys have any questions for the future, please comment down below, but put questions prior to asking your question. It helps us filter out the comments.
Even if it does still take ages to get through them, because you know how much we like to rant and debate.
Well, I think that's what people love about us.
Doesn't help when we're on a time limit, mind you.
Yeah, details. If your question didn't get answered, please find this video.
We did them all. We actually did them all this time. I think we got through them all. Unless one that didn't show up for me. I think we got through them all.
Alright, cool.
And also, we survived episode Unlucky 13. Yay!
Well, I don't know. Remleiz raged and called blood for the blood god. I think I corrupted Remleiz.
Hang on, I've said long ago about Remleiz and Khorne. I made this point about 6 episodes ago.
I like how we don't have anybody to represent Nurgle.
Well, considering I'm still ill, I'm kind of doing a 2-for-1 duty here.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm sort of Fazinch, I suppose. But details.
Oh, and who do you think I'm for?
Allow.
Oh, you fuck. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed. Love ya.
We'll see you all again next time.
See you guys.